Nation of Fitin10, it is day 7. Officially speaking, we are 1/10 through the challenge, but informally speaking, you actually have more time, right? Because we don't actually run your scan, your final scan that is. We don't run your final scan until past the end of week 10, right? So day 70, which will be a Friday, that will be the end of the 70 days, and then we go into the week 11. The end of week 11 is when we do your results. So in between the beginning of week 11 and the end of week 11, we do your final scan. Okay, so you basically, what I'm saying is here, you got a few extra bonus days, okay? But for the sake of formality, it's the end of the first week, okay? Day 7, 1/10 through. All right, so yesterday I talked about, actually before I go there, let me just say a few things about MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal rounds off a lot of your entries, or all of your entries, to, I can't remember the nearest 5 or 10 calories. So if you enter, a food in, or if you enter, I think it's per meal, I'm not even quite sure to be honest with you, but I know it rounds. So basically what that means is when it's rounding entries of your food items, it just means that your calories will be off, your total calories for the day. So while you might be entering in your macros and perfectly, you're going to see a difference in your calories from what I gave you, and that again is just from the rounding error by MyFitnessPal. Okay. Secondly, MyFitnessPal might tell you certain things, like somebody told me today, they said they're having too much sugar. Okay. So it might tell you your calories are too high, your calories are too low, or you should do more extra. I don't know. It might just, whatever it says to you, just ignore it. Okay, we are just using it. We are only using MyFitnessPal for accounting purposes. Okay, that is it. We are not using it for advice. Okay. All right. So yesterday we touched upon the pros and cons of carbohydrates, and if they are really evil. Are they evil? Are they the reason why people are fat today? Are they the reason why you have extra body fat? So I said that there's kind of some truth to this, and truly there is, but at an overall level, it's total calories, for sure, okay? You can do a zero carb diet and you can still get fat, okay? It's at some point there's going to be enough energy that your body will not be able to, utilize it all, and some of it's going to have to go to storage. Now that doesn't mean every macro is the same. Okay, a calorie is not just a calorie. A calorie in protein is a little bit different than a calorie in a carbohydrate, and likewise in a fat. Okay, but carbohydrates, specifically speaking, are something that are very, as I said yesterday, they are not satiating. They're very easy to eat. They turn on hunger hormone, ghrelin. There's a lot about carbohydrates that can lend itself to overeating them. Also, this is a really important point, and I realize this may go over your head. It may go over your head, is that when your blood sugar levels go up, so basically, to survive, your blood sugar levels can't be too low, nor can they be too high. They have to be in a certain range. And so when you eat a lot of carbohydrates, as an example, and let's just assume that they are fast. Let's assume it's sugar, okay? Sugar as we know it. So these are going to be fast digesting carbohydrates. That's what a sugar is. It's a fast digesting carbohydrate in a very simplistic fashion, okay? That is going to raise your blood sugar levels quickly, okay? So let's just say we have a bowl of sugar and we just eat it all at once, okay? We're going to get a rapid rise in blood sugar. That sugar is going to be digested and assimilated, and it's going to enter your bloodstream very fast. So your blood sugar level is going to shoot up. And then your body has to bring that blood sugar level down. Now, if you go outside immediately and you start running, well, that's going to help out a lot. But let's assume you don't. Okay, this is where insulin comes in. Okay, this is where insulin is a hormone. It's released by your pancreas, and it will help to shuttle sugar out of your bloodstream. All right, now, so long as you're not a type 2 diabetic, okay, that sugar is going to go to essentially, well, one of three places: either your liver, your muscles, or fat cells. And there's only so much your liver and your muscles can take in. So it's probably going to go to your fat cells. And your fat cells have a lot of insulin receptors on them. So they're very apt to taking in extra stored or extra amounts of, or storing extra amounts of sugar as fat, okay? So this is the danger of overconsumption of carbohydrates, okay? And this is, you know, you could make the argument of maybe even the danger of eating too many carbohydrates in one meal. Now, there are things that will slow down the release of sugar into your bloodstream. Things like protein, things like fiber, and things like fat. All right, so this is one reason why I encourage you all to have a meal that consists of protein. This is one reason. Have a meal that consists of protein, a source of carbohydrate, and a source of fat. It kills me when I see people eat meal after meal after meal, which is low protein, low fat. It's just carbs. It absolutely kills me. And some people do have a better tolerance to sugar than others, okay? But be aware of that, okay? Be aware of that. Be aware of the total amount of sugar that you're consuming. But also be aware of the other types of macros that you're eating, okay? This is why if you have 25 grams of sugar in an apple versus 25 grams of table sugar, they're not the same thing, okay? An apple has fiber. That fiber is going to slow the release of the sugar down. So while they both might be 25 grams of sugar, one is going to elevate the blood sugar level much faster than the other. So it's not the same thing, okay? So the body's going to be able to manage the sugar from an apple much better than it can manage the sugar from the 25 grams of raw sugar that you're eating, okay? So this is another reason why carbohydrates get a bad name, and this is one reason why I'm going to go beyond saying I believe it. I mean, it's truly the case. It's one reason why type 2 diabetes is the fastest growing disease in the United States, in North America actually. Okay, it's the fastest lifestyle disease. No, I'm sorry, it is the fastest disease. If I'm not mistaken, well, this goes back 10 years ago, to be honest with you. So I don't know where it stands right now, but it was ahead of cancer and it was ahead of heart disease, okay, in terms of its growth rate. So, and again, something that's 100% lifestyle manageable. 100%, okay? I have to say pop is probably the absolute worst thing you can have. Like pops and juices, those are like the worst things you can have. It's just pure sugar. There's no fiber, there's no fat, there's no protein, it's nothing. It's just sugar in liquid form, okay? All right, do I want to say anything else about that? No, I think we're going to stop there. I'm at 8 minutes. So just a few other notes, things that will help to, well, I think we already mentioned this, things that will help to lower or to help improve the insulin sensitivity of your muscle cells, to improve the ability of your muscles to take in sugar. Exercising your muscles like we do is going to help, but also exercise in general will help to improve general insulin sensitivity on the muscle. So will fasting, by the way. Okay? And I'm going a little bit off topic here, but one other thing I'm going to say, the more muscle mass you have, the more real estate you have to help deal with sugar. So basically, the more muscle mass you have, the better you'll be able to deal with a sugar influx. The more muscle you have, the less chance you will have at storing body fat, at least from carbohydrates. Okay? All right, message of the day. You cannot find time, you must make time. You cannot find time, you must make time. So if you say you just don't have the time for this, well, I will remind you that the exercise portion of this is really, less than 3% of the time that you have in the week. And, the food portion of this, again, should take maybe 1 or 2% of your total time for the week. You've got to eat regardless. You have to eat. You're going to eat something. You might as well just eat the right foods. Okay, so just organize your time. Be wise with your time. It's just time management. That's all it is. It's just time management. So you cannot find time. You have to make the time for the pillars of the challenge. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Positive energy, positive vibes. As always, believe in yourself, and for the love of God, give some gratitude. I'll talk to you all very soon. See ya.